Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Amazing. Good morning, bro. Just for you guys to know, it's literal morning, like 6 a.m. for Kali to be here, right?
Yeah. I wake up just for you, brother.
What a chat. This is the commitment from the AlphaBlock X Infinite community. Love you guys so much. I also see Tomilo, GM, Supremer, Pigeon Head, Drino, Dawn, Kali. Amazing. And that for a Friday. You guys are the best. Thank you for tuning in. I think we gave a nice ping. I will just quickly check. We see schedule also posted in Infinite. So just for you guys, as a little reminder, in case someone also from the recording sees this for the first time. So it's always at 3 p.m. CET. We will see if we change it a little bit for the summer, but maybe we just stay with 3 p.m. Central European summertime. And as you see today, our live chat and stream is an AlphaBlock server, which means next week it's an Infinite, in 2 weeks it's here, in 3 weeks it's at Infinite. And yeah, this is how we roll. Everyone is always able before that and during the stream until it's finished, obviously, to drop tickers. I will chart everything that I can find for you on TradingView. A great example was Don's suggestion for me to have a look. Wow, to have a look at Google, and I think Nazgul asked me to chart Lufthansa, and those are like charts that I'm not really watching so much because yeah, I was just focused on other assets in the last month. We also talk airdrops and mining, and yeah, I think regarding the topic with the airdrops, almost everyone that is in this voice chat right now got the Seeker phone or the Seeker airdrop. Then we had from the East Gas Foundation the Gwei airdrop. Um, I was not really eligible. Like I have still to check some wallets. A lot of people haven't been eligible, which is I think incredibly bearish for this project because they said that you would get the airdrop based on the gas fees that you spent on the Ethereum chain. But there was a big catch, and the big catch was that you had to connect some roles in the Discord and tweet about them and blah. So they just abused people for the marketing, which is why this project and token Gwei is completely ticked off for me, is negative. I think what Solana did with Seeker airdrop, it's cool. I know a few people like Nazgul from our community cooked incredibly. I think I know a lot of people from Infinite as well, like the people that it was humanly possible to just use it properly. I mean, the Seeker phone and the dApps built in that ecosystem, in order for you to get like literally a four, mediocre four, even high four digits airdrop for some, depending on the timing. I only claimed the domain. And just one thing without it meaning super negatively, but I guess what I don't love about the Solana Foundation at this point is that there are the .eth domains, right, for Ethereum. Super clear .eth domain. Makes sense. And we have and had the .sol Solana domains. And I was from very early on, I'm bullish. I have like 100 domains. It was just with like when I really had money left over um, to throw them at them, same as we now buy some collector's crypt Pokemon packs or something. Um, but the .sol, the Solana domains, are not really pushed from the Solana Foundation. And then we had the Bonfida feeder token, also not the Sol token. Then we had the SOS, yeah, that was then taking over the Solana domains. Also a horribly cheap token. So I will now start like slowly streaming so I can show you the charts. What I don't love about this, because what the biggest issue that the Solana ecosystem has is devaluating each other and itself as an ecosystem, because why do we now have a .secret domain? Why couldn't they just do it with a .sol domain? So now the Toli, or like part of the core team, or of the, like, let's say, of the Solana Foundation, are also like really endorsing all that. It just draws even more attention away from the .sol domains, and I think this is not the smartest play. Whereas I love how really just friends, where I know that they did not even abuse the systems or farm it. Some of us just got a few thousand. I had like $400 airdrop value because I really did not have time to farm or so, and I'm super grateful, right? But still, like the phones are not really good, so I think that's a bit sketchy. Then the next level of airdrops. Now I'm sharing my entire screen. If you find my personal data, feel free to order pizza. So we start. If someone could just confirm that you can see my Discord, and then followed by TradingView. Like if I hop here around, that you see the swap, Zcash, Solana, XMR. Can you see that? Amazing. Yeah, what did you say? Yeah, sure. Um, TradingView, Monero, Solana, Discord. Cool. Thank you for confirming. Supremer, Tomilo. Okay, you guys, Drino, you guys need blocks or something. I will do a little giveaway later. Sweet. Then we can start. Thank you all for checking and answering. Then we go through a few charts. And I already know that some of the trades worked out really well, and some, Zcash, hit the stop loss. Hyperliquid is really getting into a buy zone. Like I love it so much when you have like those mega swing trades that you see that patience really pays off. Ethereum is not performing lovely. It's sitting right on the point of control here. But you see, like we never do bullshit. When a stop loss is hit, we do not say, oh no, it was just a week. No, fucking stop loss got hit. It's a fact. So yeah, before jumping into the charts, I think I would like to continue a tiny bit on the airdrop topic. Let me just check here. Super. And now yep. Just use something. Why am I doing it with the browser that I'm not using and not logged in? Because I don't want anything to be cached or adjusted to my algo or to my behavior when I want to do super neutral analysis like this. I know that CoinGecko is not fetching anything, but like for the future, maybe I will, yeah, just get something that we are always like a new user. Also, when we hit websites, because I think you guys from Infinite have a bit more or way more experienced with that. That like when you are in the reselling business, like you often check like, okay, what does this computer cost, this iPhone cost, this Pokemon cards, whatever. And depending on the device or the user, or if you have an account or not, products tend to be cheaper and more expensive. So, as an example, when you check something just like this with your iPhone, it can be more expensive. It can also, something on Amazon can also be more expensive if you are logged in, by the way, because you are already a user. And often when you sign up to a site, like that's also what I'm often doing. I'm just making new accounts to get new sign up bonuses, right? So let's check this. What was that? Hyperlabs. Where are those chairs from? Just want to show you something real quick from the servers channel. Here, Secret Labs. Okay, Anti showed me that. Just as an example, like I'm really not talking bullshit here. Secret Labs also has Pokemon chairs right now. Crazy. And why is something like that relevant? Even if you are, look, get 30 € off your first order, claim your discount. And like this really works with a lot of stuff. And as we are traders, trading, and that's something that I really want to emphasize, trading and trading profits do not stop when you close your trade. It continues, obviously, how you spent those profits. Because just because you just made 20K and you spent those 20K fucking reckless, then maybe you just lost 1,500 because you're not using the sign up bonuses, because you are not looking where do you get the best fees. Is there a voucher that you can directly buy with crypto, or is it better like as I use the Xbank cards, which are also non KYC, and yeah, you have a 3% deposit fee, but you also get like a 1% cashback. So all that shit only costs you like 2%. But the thing is that they will do an angel investment, which we will also be able to take part of as a community, and you are earning points for your spendings. And this is one of the few companies where I are crypto projects where I think um, that this can pay off highly. So those things just into consideration. And what I meant earlier is we had the Bonfida token for the Solana domains, yeah, .sol domains, official Solana domains. The problem is that when the FTX collapse happened, um, people started figuring out, wait, SBF, Alameda Trading Corp, FTX, and all those people, those individuals and companies involved in this hold X amount or of the supply of the tokens. And then you have the huge issue that when a company goes bankrupt and they still have the tokens and they are in debt or something, then that means that there will be a forced sell off or that you can never promote the token properly again. And Bonfida was exactly that small and it never recovered. Yeah, this was the official Solana domain token. Horrible. Then we have the SOS token. But what's the token Solana? SNS. My God. Sorry, guys. And now it's the official Solana name service. I think, yeah, I truly believe that going into the next bull market, this token is one of the easiest 5 or 10x bets that you can have. Look at this. It's the official Solana domain token. And throughout this bear cycle, I think it can go even to 2.5 or 3 million. There's no chance in hell that Solana hits a new all-time high and this token does not at least go to 10 million. So I think this could be a bet, okay? This is why I'm posting this in our lovely voice chat here. Official dot Solana name service token. I believe we can hit 2 to 3 million on the downside, followed by 8 to 10 million on the upside. So it could be a 3 to 5x. But there is a problem with SKR domains as well. What is the problem? And this is that we have those domains here. And now we have the seeker token and the seeker phone. And you see that it's basically dead. It's almost dead. Yeah. Like I'm just saying there is the chance, like this is something that I am looking for with no leverage at all. And now you check Seeker, and everyone told you yesterday it's going to 4 billion. It's down 30% in 24 hours. This is not a sign of strength. I don't care if it goes to 80 million or whatever. What I'm saying is that it was smart and is still smart when such a token is between 200-300 million also right now, to sell at least a part of the airdrop allocation and put it in real crypto like Bitcoin, Monero, or stable coins. Like, please don't slaughter me for like basically calling a fiat stablecoin real crypto. But what I mean is those are crypto tokens that give you a real value. You can use Bitcoin as your margin for trading without the big chance that it's minus 30% tomorrow. Yeah. If that happens, that is a once per cycle black swan. But I have a problem in the Solana ecosystem a little bit that those are not real tokens in my eyes. And why I'm saying that is because Toli was also like now mega retweeting and bull posting Seeker, which led to that pump. You know that also those people took some profits. And the official Solana name service token is at 3 million. While because Seeker is the hot thing, it is at 100 times more valuation after they let Bonfida already die. And the old phone, the first Saga phone, which had that amazing airdrop where some of us, like I got high five figures of that, or like of all of that together with the Bonk airdrop and stuff, and some homies and me bought even like you were able to buy the airdrop allocations of others, so that was a really good deal. But if you look at Ethereum name service, yeah, it's like comparable to Solana name service and Seeker. You see, like there is that initial sprint, it's dying, and then those things usually have a second run. And this is where I would like then to maybe buy the Seeker token again or Solana name service, like in a tail like this when everyone says it failed, and then you have a nice chance for the 3 to 5x, right? So my thesis here is not something crazy that I came up with or that I invented. It's just a pattern that you usually have, that there is that initial money extraction. Then those foundations do not want to be called as scammers, ruggers, whatever. So they made a lot of profits here, squeeze the hell out of you. Then they load up their bags and then they promote it, run it up again, extract, dump, run it up, extract, dump, extract. Like it's a horrible pattern, but this is the reason why I just believe that there's not a huge difference. Okay, next airdrop is on the 31st. Is the deadline, is Jupe. I think Big Alpha is importing your Solana wallets that you have across Solflare, Backpack, and blah blah into the Jupe wallet and do one more swap or one more leverage trade. Like you scratch together like $6 are in that wallet, you import it into Jupe, and you just put a 200x leverage trade and say, okay, I invested those $6. Um, because it's the last Chupery. I think it will be worth something. In the first Chupery, I got like $28,000. In the second, it was like only 4 or 5K. And now maybe it's another one, two, $3,000, maybe more. But you see, they have so many products, but they always paid their teams in Jupe and everything. This is a horrible and sad chart. Nonetheless, whenever Solana is making its comeback, easily this token can go back to 1 billion. It's just the old support, right? I'm not saying anything up here, but if Jupe goes below 500, it's a solid 2x. But you see what I mean? Those airdrop topics are like interesting and good, but the alpha is basically always just selling half, LPing. Like Don was a great example. I bet he posted some P&L charts also in the Infinite Discord into the success channel, I bet. Because you were running that pretty well. 20th was the airdrop there already. Here. Town MPM. Uh. I thought that yeah, here. Ace as well. This is how to do it, yeah? So I would assume that, like, let's say someone had a nice seeker drop, or that's at least how I did it always, or how I can recommend it. Sell half of the airdrop and then build LPs with it. Your risk is basically zero and you're printing money. Especially if you supply it in it, like after the initial sell-off, in that run-up. This is amazing. This is exactly how you do it. Here, done. Boom, 27 bucks. 500, 150. It adds up. It adds up like crazy. And it's also the same with the mining, which we will speak about in a bit as well. But I will include it in the chart analysis, because the thing is, what counts obviously is if you say, hey, I have $100 electricity cost and I only make 150 bucks a month with Monero, or 130 bucks, so I only made 30 bucks. This is true, period. This is true because you could have used those 100 bucks to buy Monero. A huge difference is if you use 100 bucks to buy Monero. By the way, this, I think it really played out exactly how we drew it. Crazy. Crazy. So I'm buying Suno here and here. Those are the two levels to buy. Yeah. Um, Amazing. Let me just put a tick on that. Just to signal a bit, like I think the first sell-off is done. Maybe there is a second setup, but I do believe that you would either kind of long from here, or you get the second chance rather from here. I don't really want this to be lost. If 350 is lost, in my opinion, we are massively cooked. Okay. So what I want to emphasize is that I truly believe that Monero will hit $1,000. And as we just had the point, if you even say, I'm only mining for break even, what's the point? The point is that you're also getting versed in something technical, which is also noble. Same as liquidity provision. Liquidity provision and mining are the two most noble ways of making money, because liquidity providing, or why you are making money with liquidity providing, is basically arbitrageur. You are filling the liquidity holes in between. Therefore, volume is going through your provided liquidity. This is why it is noble, because you're not stealing money from someone else. Like, what's called stealing, but you know what I mean. When when we slam a fucking nice leverage short position, you took the money from someone else that was just worse at timing the markets. Even if we take profit and we sold the bitcoins that we sold for 120k per piece, there's some poor bastard out there that invested 50k to buy your bitcoin at 120k. That's on him. But I'm just saying, those two things are very noble. And the thing is that if you are mining, especially if you're mining Monero, there is no proof of your holdings, and no one can force you to do so. And this is just pure freedom, financial freedom, to just have a currency and to have something that solid, that is so old, and established in a crypto market, that is untraceable. So if I would have 110 euro electricity costs per month to print 90 euros worth of Monero, I would still do it, because there is a difference in buying Monero and at least having the bank transaction that someone used a crypto exchange to send something to an OTC Monero desk. This, until you hit the Monero, you can be traced, but nothing can be traced if you are mining that Monero. And it's just a human right in my eyes, and it's a solid coin. So if you are right now, I'm making like per computer, I'm making like with Monero and Ethereum Classic in tandem. So Monero only uses your CPU. I recommend Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9, an Intel i9 or an Intel Xeon processor. Then per computer, you can make an easy 30, $50 a month with like prices around here, which means up here we are already talking about you're printing 3 digits. And whenever Bitcoin and everything goes on a true run in a coin like this, just as a 3, 4x, that's massive. So if you clock a few computers to each other and you combine it with Ethereum Classic, which by the way makes more money than Monero mining, which is why we're doing both in tandem. Because if my computer makes me like 150 to $2 a day with Monero, in the same time the graphics card is printing me like $3 per day in Ethereum Classic. So I'm making like $5 per computer, and my electricity is less than 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So if you build a rig, and we are also not only building a rig with AlphaBlock, we're building our own node, our own pool. So it's also our hash rate, and the more of us are mining together, the more blocks we will hit, the more frequent we will hit them, the more money we will print. And this is basically a super easy way, like if you have the capital or you scale into it, to set up a safe stream of income. And you can just do it like this, okay? So we have, let's say, 3 computers, and we have a little bit of trading profits. And then every month we're making 500-600 bucks with this together, just what we can set aside. Then every month we can double down on another graphics card, CPU, or a used gaming PC. So while you are mining, this is the most important fact, you are scaling this like a snowball, and you are mining Monero, which doesn't go down as much in a bear market as other currencies, but goes up nicely and is completely private. Same as Ethereum Classic, which is the true Ethereum, right? Like Ethereum got forked out of it. I'm not saying it's better. That would be bullshit. I'm just showing you now on a chart that what I'm saying is true. That Ethereum Classic has the obvious tendency to move a little bit like Ethereum. So what you are doing with this is you are DCAing every single day into an Ethereum derivative and into Monero, which means that you are always prepared for the bull run to come back. Okay, so here we have Ethereum Classic. Obviously, Ethereum Classic is weaker than Ethereum in a downtrend. This is obvious. I'm just showing a little tendency, but there's not that much, you see? By the way, Ethereum long stop loss did not get hit yet from the last stream, but I do not love the performance, and I have to charge my MacBook. 1 second. While I get the charger for my MacBook, feel free to write something in the chat or ask any questions. Oh, great, you see so many guys. Janana, Hazio, welcome. Asian. 1 second. GM, Jim. Hello, sorry I arrived late. I hope you guys can hear me again. So, I would like to super, thank you. Wow, so many people here. Love you so much. Thank you for taking your time. You lost my screen. Yes. Um I sprinted through the house and was looking for my MacBook charger, okay? And I came back and I found one. And I came back and I figured literally here on my table that there was one prepared for the stream already. And then I was like, my God, I'm so dumb. Yeah, and explained it to you. But I lost the connection. Why? Because while charging it in, I was looking, which what can I plug out? Yeah, this cable looks super unimportant, and I unplugged my router. So yeah, welcome back. Sorry. SNS already did the airdrop, right? Yes, Trino, you're absolutely right. And even me I own like 100 something domains, and I got a few grand worth of an airdrop, which is why I'm not complaining. But yeah, they will probably do another season. Make sure to put your different domains, if you have more than one, into different wallets and mark them as your main domain. This gives you a big boost. Intel market open a lot down. Another dump. I think we're going lower by next week. Trina, I think you're right. And this is also why I just pointed out that this trade looks horrible. Like the stop is almost hit on Ethereum from last stream, which I will call this a loss right now officially. And now I removed the drawings. Not that you think that I am deleting the trades that we lose, but we are clearly below the point of control. This is a downtrend. And only if we zoom out, you see the point of control coming here to that support line, which would lead me to the belief that I rather cut it here, because if Ethereum now shows strength, we can re-enter higher, okay? But I would feel more comfortable buying something like this and rather trying to re-long, because you know the EMAs will come down as well. So a 2.5 setup like this would feel better to me, which is why I'm officially cutting the Ethereum trade in a loss. Hype is just starting to get filled. We covered it very often because I think it's one of the best bets still. It's just starting to get filled. Yeah, I have my buys until $15 and then the stop loss is 0, which leads us to a solid 2 to 3, 4 our swing trade. And when we see the strength, when we see the bear market being over, then we can double down and long more. Zcash, one of two entries, the stop loss hit. Since we are Giga Monero fans more, or I am more, sorry, to include you as well. I am more of a Monero fan, which is why Zcash is only like, yeah, because people talk about it. I like to compare it with Monero. You can use it to determine the strength of each other. For Solana, we only had the setup that we will go down more. And if we build a higher low somewhere here, right? Like if here that was the bottom, and only if we start going up, we are interested in buying again. I posted it a few times also in the aggregator. So basically you can say anything here. But what I wanted to make clear, which is why I posted it into the, yeah, you're laughing. Stop loss is 0. Why is the stop loss 0? Because I'm buying hype spot. Yeah. I only buy things spot where my stop loss is 0. Otherwise, I would do a leverage trade and be more capital efficient. Um, as yeah, wait a second. Supremer, you want to say something? I cannot hear what you're saying. Do we mute him? Yeah, I will. I just wanted before I mute him. Hope he's muted for everyone. Yes, yes, sir. Muted him. Um, so just to go through the alpha aggregator, I'm in Tesla. I am looking at Bandai Namco. Why am I looking at Bandai Namco? Because Pokemon is the biggest IP and it's under the umbrella of Nintendo. But One Piece is making a huge surge, and therefore Bandai Namco merch, cards, everything around this company could have a comeback. It's sold off very harshly, so I think this, together with Porsche, is something that I am interested in, which we covered a few. And yeah, I also said a few times that I think, yes, liquidity will flow back to Sol, but that my stack is mostly in crypto terms Bitcoin, Monero, XPL, ETH. But I have to say, like to Monero and ETH through the mining operations, there is a DCA anyways, and I'm not really including Sol anymore so much because we are all overexposed to Sol anyways. I know that. I know, like you guys, no one in the VC has to um, tell me or tell each other or whatever. You know yourself that you're over invested into Solana just because you are a member of Infinite, and AlphaBlock tells me that you have enough exposure to that ecosystem. I have enough exposure because I'm deeply invested in with our Sun Fund in Sol. We have a project on Sol. I'm a founder on Sol. We have most of our partners are on Solana. The X Bank kinda has the roots on Solana, right? So I think if Solana is doing well, we are going to make it anyways because we have so many tokens, be it a Bonk, be it the Seeker token, be it a Jupiter token, Meteora. Um, just looking at the Infinite Success channel tells me almost no one is providing liquidity on any other chain than Solana, which is why I think it's almost unnecessary to point out that any one of us is bullish on Sol. I think we rather start to try to really catch the upside wave of Solana once we're down of this horrible downtrend, right? And it should be technically kind of soon, so in a few months. I will show you what I mean with a few months soon, but that's why you never saw here a long setup because in my eyes, it's truly unnecessary to try to catch the bottom here. Like, what would the play be, right? Because we broke this here already. We are below here. If we break below that, then you can cope and say, yeah, no, but then $100. There's no true support. There's no true support. If there is true support, we are on it right now, okay? And I much rather have the confirmation that we just take out this liquidity, that we break above anything again. But yeah, obviously I'm bullish long on Sol long term. I know most of you guys are as well, but I think it's a little bit unnecessary. Like this was a clear signal, right? The daily bull confluence and the Coco confluence was a clear buying signal. Then we had a momentum short signal. Um, it's pretty much straightforward how you can trade it. Okay. Um, that's why I think like something like this, obvious buy, 10% move, something like this was an obvious buy that we covered, was a 15% move. Now we rejected perfectly on the EMA 100, lost the point of control, which is why we had the blue arrow to the downside with the Coco Confluence indicator, and that led to a $20 sell off. So whenever we can find something here, we can talk about it again. But this is a coin with no perfect setups don't exist. Sorry for that wording, but the chances are just not good enough on Sol right now. Monero, I called the top at 700, even though I hate anything sounding like a brag or whatever. But this was a true money maker. Like we traded the upside completely. The only time I tried to short Monero, I still have the short open, like 10% of it. Why? Because I still have 10% of my $700 per Monero short open for one sole reason. Because 10% of that order size is roughly the equivalent that I am making with 3 months of mining Monero. And therefore, I locked in a Monero price of $700 per coin. Yeah. So my mining farm has no risk of getting unprofitable. And this is something that we will go through more when we're mining together Monero and Ethereum Classic or so. You can literally just hedge short at a certain price that is good for you. You're or always just hedge 50% of what you would make within 3 months of mining. So you lock in the price per token. This doesn't look bad. This is exactly what we want to see in a coin to potentially bounce, because here was the top and it worked perfectly as a bottom, right? So this is why I'm viewing it like this, that I think here, ideally, we want to take the liquidity taken, circle around here to have the extension. I'm not saying this is so much straightforward, but those are the levels. So the Monero trade was a win, and I am DCAing into Monero as well as Hype on a daily basis, same as XPL, via spot orders. Then, well, Bitcoin is shitting the bed. We caught the short. From the last stream, I gave two setups, and those were explained in detail. We would have only longed if after this spike up, we bounce off again with a slightly higher high from here. That would have been the long. We had no trigger, but we had the trigger to short because we had a sell off. We had here a little wick to the upside. We had here a little bounce that got absorbed. So trade was fully closed. I did not ride the short to 88.8. I closed my short already at 90K because this was the support level in my eyes. It now even turned resistance. If it keeps being like that, then we're looking at 84K, guys. Let me get rid of this. 1 second. And you see here, liquidity built up. This is the first stop. This is the first stop. This is a good level. I'm quickly giving you the two updated levels for the downside. So this would be here again. We already retested it, which is why I do not really love that. But if we would be here, you could re-long back to 90K. Well, let's give this a tick. It's a really beautiful short. And the thing is also what I want to remind you of again, if Bitcoin looks shit, I know that there are coins that are superstars sometimes, but obviously Bitcoin trades always by far have the biggest size, and then the second biggest size for me at the moment usually is Monero, sometimes the Ethereum trades. And as I said, Hype is a coin, same as XPL, that I'm kind of only buying spot, same as a coin like Dogecoin. And only when I see true strength coming back to this, then we start with the leverage trades where stop loss is not zero anymore. So let's say we reclaim $25, then you would have a stop loss at like something like $18 looking for 30. Yeah, just one to one. Like those are not beautiful risk reward setups, but this is then about a high probability setup, okay? Because I know that often people tell you you always need a 5-to-1 risk reward. Bro, if your trade does not hit the target, it was never 5-to-1. Yeah? I can put the trade like this. And now I can go on Twitter and say I made a 15 RR trade. That's bullshit. The only amount that matters is when the price trades here, how much euro, how much dollars did you make? Are you able to buy new hardware? Are you able to buy a house? Are you able to buy a new trailer for your car? Whatever. So I have two more things on my agenda. This is the comparison of Ethereum to Ethereum Classic, as well as where I see the timing of our bull market coming back. And this is the following. Okay. I'm just pulling Ethereum to a daily chart, going back to April. I could do it like this. I think that makes things easier for us. In case anyone did not know about the tool, about that function in TradingView, you can just have the layout set up like this, because I would have otherwise done this. It's just bullshit. So, and then you pull the time to the same event. So what I'm usually doing then is I anchor month, the bottom left. Then I pull, what was that week, by the way? Crazy. Fucking Binance. Fucking Binance Crime Squad. Okay. So you can see, as I told you, the smaller the market cap, as every one of you knows, the more horrible the downside. So obviously, this is why Ethereum Classic moves more to the downside, like harsher. I think it's the best word. Moves harsher to the downside than Ethereum. But you can see that the cycles are similar. And I'm telling you that because I believe that if you want, because also when you are mining, you want to time your sell off, right? Because, yes, of course, it counts in which month you turn your electricity and computing power into the coin. But your mining profit is determined when you sell the coin. Yeah, if your Bitcoin mining is super profitable and Bitcoin is at 120K, but you don't sell your Bitcoin at 120K, but at 60K, then you were never profitable. Okay? I just want to super quickly show you um, what I mean with exact numbers. And this is just here that April to May top on Ethereum Classic was a fucking 45% move, yeah? On Ethereum, it was a 77% move. Incredible. Then here, Ethereum only sold off 20%, whereas probably Ethereum Classic sold off way more. Exactly, that's right. So what we can do now is an amazing thing. Now that we know that Ethereum Classic is trading in a similar time pattern than Ethereum, but reacting crazier to the downside moves, we can use that. Like, I know that this is not the same time. 1 second. So here it was quite similar, okay? But then there was like a hard sell-off, especially like when Ethereum is in a downtrend. So two things. Ethereum Classic is incredibly profitable for mining, even more than Monero. But you know why I think it's cool to have a privacy token. So what we can do now is we can, or I will put a little bit of more focus on the Ethereum TA, as we know that Ethereum Classic is not only a beta, a proxy play, but usually tends to go down more, but not spike up so much. What does that mean? This means that we can not only use this for mining, but we can monitor both like this. And when we want to take a leverage long on Ethereum, we leverage long Ethereum. If we think that a leverage short on Ethereum makes sense, we could rather short Ethereum Classic. Yeah. And this is something that I believe can be true alpha and can make you a lot of money, which is why I will now, right now, in the stream, put it in the charts channel. Um, as of today's stream, we figured and proved and have proven proven that ETC, Ethereum Classic, not everyone knows the ticker. Sorry, I know uh, a lot of you are veterans, but we're also doing the streams and education for the people that are not veterans, and we have people that just started leverage trading, just started doing anything besides buying spot, and we just always want them to also understand, because if you're in crypto for only 2 years, why would you know about Monero or Ethereum Classic? Yeah. Yeah. I've proven that Ethereum Classic tends to move down harsher than Ethereum, while Ethereum itself seems more solid and upside trending. This means that we monitor both coins. By the way, Ethereum is a fork of Ethereum Classic, not the other way around. Um, so we would rather monitor both coins. Whenever ETH looks bullish, we buy and long ETH. Whenever ETH looks bearish, we evaluate how much more profitable an ETC short could be instead. Additionally, we can short ETC more risk-free anyways, since we DCA into it every day from GPU mining. This is also one of the few reasons why I was one of the few people having had mining, sorry, why I had the guts even to short Monero in this run up at $700, because I knew I'm not that fucked anyways, because I'm making Monero every day, right? So those things, this is why I want to speak so much about mining, LPing and stuff, because a lot of people in the Infinite and AlphaBlock discords are so great at liquidity providing, but you ticked that skill off. You are good at that anyways already. You know how to trade spot and how to do liquidity providing. We all know how to farm an airdrop. Yeah. Same as I recommend you to import your Solana wallets into Jupiter wallet. I recommend you to connect your MetaMask wallets, because MetaMask will also do an airdrop. And this one will be a big one. And it also respects OG wallets. So my Ethereum wallets from 2016, 17, 18, those will probably print. But still, when that MetaMask token comes out, I will religiously sell off half of the MetaMask token into Ethereum and do liquidity providing on a platform that is on a DEX platform, DeFi platform that is fresh to provide liquidity to earn from fees and farm the airdrop at the same time. Now we come to the last topic. Yeah, I will hurry up because I want to buy some coins because it kind of looks nice. So I am buying Hype Spot. I'm buying XPL Spot. I am mining Ethereum Classic and XMR. I will leverage long it again. We had the hit to the downside already. So now I'm trying to long it again while buying it spot. And as we go down, I will open a second leverage long. Then Bitcoin short played out. And now we're coming to something incredibly important that I want to share as the last chart with you. This doesn't help us because it's just Binance. Let's go for the Brave coin. You know what I meant, right? Brave new coin. It was also Bitcoin all-time history tape. Yeah, exactly. So What I am referring to with what I'm saying right now stems from my first bull run. My first bull run was here. When I was 19, I bought my Corvette that I still have, an oldtimer car, just with money from the side jobs that I did back then. And I had it in a garage, and like I knew that person very well that fixed the car. And I actually, like, I'm not proud of it. I was 19 years old, whatever, but I paid my bill, I think 5 months later than I should have, of 2K, like 2000 euro, because my friends and me, like, I just bought the Corvette, right? And did not have so much money anymore left, like basically nothing. And then I did not pay the bill, so I was able to buy like 10 or 12 Ethereum and some Bitcoin, like 1 Bitcoin or so. There was like here. It was really nice. And then we had that huge bull run, okay? We made so much fucking money in the time that we were sitting like in university, or like when we did our titles as an IT professional or so, we were like thinking that we don't have to listen to the teachers anymore. We had a fucking great summer, learned a lot about ourselves and about our ego, and lost 90% of everything here. Super important lesson. So, and what am I telling you here? So, what we usually have in crypto is the following pattern. We are in a bear market, okay? And capital is getting destroyed. Blah, blah, doesn't matter where. Also, something to emphasize, Bitcoin went up to 20K, okay? And Bitcoin went down 85% into COVID, whatever. But COVID was here, okay? Because COVID was not the reason why we went down. We were here already way before COVID. Bitcoin went down 70%. So I think it's kind of unacceptable when people tell you, and here we had something similar, okay? It's unacceptable to me when people say, no, if Bitcoin or if this coin goes down 70, 80%, it's dead. Did Bitcoin die here? No. Did Bitcoin die here? No. Would Bitcoin die here, or would it be at point of control? I'm not saying we go here. I'm just one time emphasizing Bitcoin will not die. Cryptocurrencies as an asset class will not die just because we go down much or more than you wanted or I wanted, okay? That's all. I will not leave that percent mark there because I do not want people to post or think that Umbas told everyone that we have to go down 90%. No, I'm just saying if we go down 70, 80%, you sell your fucking PlayStation, gamer PC, whatever, except the ones that you're mining with, and you buy Bitcoin and nothing else. You only buy Bitcoin. Your whole portfolio is only in Bitcoin, and then you can use Bitcoin as margin to leverage trade. Um, what I want to show you, super important. We have a tendency to repeat this. So from the top to when we really go back up, we spend here minus 80%, okay? And in time, I'm not, just to take that away, I'm not giving you a lesson about the 4-year cycles now. That's not what I mean. But what we did here, and it happened here already in 2017, because not much was happening anymore. Like we even went down. Yeah, it was really long crap, horrible. 216 was horrible. But what we did was actually have that summer hole and then go back up. Yeah. July, August. And then we had an incredible run up. Okay. Summer hole. Incredible run up. Little nuke. Nice. Cool. And then incredible run up, like the incredible run up here. Yeah. See here. Summer. Crash. Horrible winter. A lower high. It looks from here, it looks nice, but that was horrible, guys. A lower high, fucking lower high. Almost like 40% lower. And a sell off again. Into what? Into spring, summer. Yeah, here, summer. Here again. Summer. Incredible run up. Nuke. Oh, it's getting warm. Summer hole is slowly over. Incredible run up. Into winter. Nuke. Pump in January. How did the year start? With a pump after the sell off. And more sell off. Summer hole. Okay. May, June, July. And now comes the funny thing. Now it's July. Most people on earth with the most buying power spend their time where? In the holidays. Not caring about crypto anymore. Let's go outside. I spent enough. I locked in the winter. I spent enough time inside. Oh, now they pumped the prices. Oh, should I go back? No. Nuke them again. Summer over. Beautiful run up. Beautiful run up. Then again, in Q1, find the top, go back down again into the summer hole. In the end of the summer, market bottoms. Incredible run up. January, market nuked. Little run up in January. After January, end of January, what again? As we now had 3 times. Nuke. Into spring was a front run. Yeah. Go up again. So now sell off in winter. Bottom. Pump in yearly open. Again. And sell off. So what does it tell me? Why, like, what does it tell us? Probably. And I mean the timing, not the price, yeah? But I think the price also makes sense. Okay, just pulled it back real quick here. That probably here will be the end of the bear market and the reaccumulation, and we just start to slip into that zone. Yeah. This is why it was really important for me to take those 5 minutes just for this sole topic, to just go through that we tend to rally then after the summer or when it's getting nicer because the companies are back. You want to go to the lake and you can go to the lake. You just don't have to short in the summer anymore. I'm just saying, like, now it's still the time, tax write-offs, blah blah. Now people have to pay their taxes, market went up, whatever. But this is usually the time, as we just saw in 3 out of 4 cycles. This is roughly the reaccumulation and the time when it's really getting interesting. This is the time where right now there are not so many cool airdrops. The airdrops that are there are not life changing for the people. So the people tell you farming airdrops is not worth it. Solana is a bullshit chain. Like, wait, just wait until Solana goes down 10% more and people will call it a dead chain. Hype below $20 looks not interesting for most. For us, it's the dream. Then people say, oh, my mining is not so super profitable right now because the coins are not worth as much. Okay, cool. And when the coin is 3x, then you look back and say, oh, I wish I would have started when it was like just barely at break even. And yeah, this was just incredibly important for me to like have a different mix, or like it was a little bit of a different kind of stream this time. um I hope you enjoyed it, that we also had a different way of looking at things. I will write into here probable time frame of bull market comeback and slowly scaling into end of current bear market. Okay, here. And this is the buying zone. This is what I believe that we should not go below. That old 69,000 was the um from two bull runs ago was the top. Yeah, that's why I have this here just for your okay understanding, because we also did the same at 20k. If you don't remember, here there was 20k, and then in other times in the future, this was then the rock bottom, this zone here. Yeah, that was the rock bottom, the rounded bottom. Um, this is where the market came back. Okay. Deviate, run. Here, super important level. Okay. Just so we are clear about those things that like yeah, I'm just looking at, I like looking at things like that. Okay. I think this makes sense. This is not some conspiracy blah blah. It's just something that happened often. Like here you saw summer after summer, then you have a nice blast off, holiday season, whatever. Not everyone is on their computers here summer. Yeah. I think we can agree on that. I will just put this here maybe as a little um yeah, as a time frame, like okay, here we have the top and the bottom, what we just intended to do here. It's like the no man's tale kinda, okay? And it ended somewhere at the end of the summer, in the summer, when the weather is nice. Horrible time here. Ended again. This was the bottom. This time a bit later. Here was August, right? September. It was crazy here. So now let's look. I'm just saying this is a tendency. This is what I can see, that this here kind of could be very interesting. Okay. And it's also very harmonic. It's something that Bitcoin love to do, like somewhere in the future, an old all-time high or something like that. Here it was again resistance. So how here we already slightly front ran it. So that's also the golden pocket, right? From bottom to top. This is a golden pocket. So we have so much confluence. We have a golden pocket. We have a retest of an all-time high, and we are just nearing between the zero point 0.5 and the golden pocket, which leads me to the conclusion. I would love to hear your levels. A lot of people are speaking about Bitcoin at a quarter million. I think this zone rather makes more sense. Um, if I am wrong with this and we go even higher, way better. Then our life is even nicer, okay? Um, but this is how I view the expansion. This is what my big thesis is based off of, and you can also see Bitcoin is following the trend always, no matter what your emotions tell you, but it really is kept at a certain level of acceleration. And this is one of the biggest gifts of Bitcoin, in my humble opinion, that it allows you so much re-entries. Look, you can literally just copy paste it a little bit as a something like this. Just something in this bullish channel. This is what my thesis is based off of. This is a little background info. Stream was effectively with the breaks. We started a little bit late. I was gone. I think it was like 65 minutes of content, roughly an hour. I think that's enough. I will just quickly check the chat before doing the alpha aggregator post. If someone said something. Thanks, Overs. I got to go. Great insight. Love you, Beetle. Beetle is one of the best traders and analysts I have seen in Infinite. Kali, overall crypto looking bearish to end the month. I printed on the analysis Bitcoin short last week. Great. Love to hear that. Thank you for giving what we're doing attention. Also yearly open at 87-ish. Such a nice insight. Thank you, Umba. It's my pleasure. Drino and Tomilo and Supremer, drop your Solana addresses. I will give all three of you 2 alpha blocks each as a present. You need 3 to be fully verified in the Discord. It's just $7, but I'm giving you 2. You buy one yourself, then you are verified in both. So that's a little $45 giveaway for the 3 of you. You can also tell your homies or the other members. I don't care if you're like super rich or like short on the money, but markets can be harsh and the knowledge here is for free. We make money off of being profitable with each other, of giving each other alpha. I've made so much money and so I gained so many friendships from the Infinite community, from the love. This is a partnership, this is a true partnership, and whenever someone of you needs something, we know that we can uh, count on each other. Um, Post the Solana address in here. 2 blocks for free. 1, the third you buy yourself. Why only in here? Because this is for the active people. Super simple. It's for the active people. And when someone sees that stream, then maybe you can make it next time. And also here, shout out to Research Media. He's a newer member in our Discord. Mexican Mass onboarded him, one of our bloodhounds. He's posting really cool rundowns of things that happened, like relevant news. There is no bloat or whatever. And this is the type of stuff that I love because, yes, we could also build a news aggregator, but we have different things that we're building on. So I really love how much different talent is coming together. Okay. I will just, like, I stopped streaming, but I will just give away those. Done. I got 10 wallets. I'll DM you then. Yeah, bro. I will give you everything. Everything for you. I'm quickly just doing the giveaways on stream because afterwards I gotta drive my trailer to our old place and collect the last things because we are giving away the keys of our old place since Smolanka and me moved into the new house. And if I ever forget something, why did I tell you that? Because if I forget something, it's not because it's a disrespect or anything, but I tend to have slightly too much in my head. And the second I stop the stream, yeah, the teachers back then told me that it's weird, or also my girlfriend tells me that she thinks it's weird that I'm such a smarty, make smart pens, and on the other hand, it feels like I am not able to live by myself. And think that's a really fitting description. Cool. Okay, I have all your addresses. Tomila Supremer. Yanana, I think you already bought your first. Cool. Nice. Then we will have 4 verified new members. Super sweet. You also sent me friend request. Accepted. Let's check Infinite. Hey, can I know what this is? Our Monero node. Our Monero node and cool. Also, feel free to tell me or open a ticket or put it in a holders channel in Infinite or AlphaBlock and ask me if you have a computer with the hardware, does it work? You can also ask me, hey, Umbas, I have $500 and I live in the UK. Hey, I have $1,000 and I live in Italy. And then I will probably takes me a few days. But what I can offer you is that I can check eBay or something like that, because the best thing is that you use used gamer PCs because they have a good graphics card and a good processor, and this stuff is only really making sense if you mine both currencies with a CPU and a GPU. So yeah, feel free to tell me your budget, and I will just look for a proper computer, and then we can all collect it in a thread, and then people in the future, like we will do that 5, 6 times for $500,000, 2,000. Someone has 5,000, and what Shift and me are doing for the Alpha Block treasury because we also have referral income and stuff, and this is what we're using it for to build out that infrastructure. So whenever you use our referral links, we are using this to do those giveaways to pay for our Monero node. Yeah, because we need to fund it also with Monero so we can pay you out the stuff. We use it to buy new servers, new mining rigs, to build infrastructure, because then we can use all that income to have such a stable project and to being able to pay our contributors. And you can ask our Bloodhounds as an example, Kali Trimin or Mexican Mass. If you bring cash flow to AlphaBlock, to our ecosystem, you earn 50% of the money that you are bringing to the table. So I will also post it in the Alpha Aggregator. We are looking for per quarter, we are looking for one more fund manager that maybe does something different, because we have such a great person with Vitalizing, one of the best liquidity providers ever. We have a few leverage traders, but if you are a liquidity provider, if you are a trader, if you're an airdrop farmer, we can fund you. You can earn up to 50%. We're looking for a growth manager because this way we can do all that great stuff and build the Alpha Block X Infinite ecosystem out, just so you heard it once. Jim Rudder, Gianluca, no problem, as it is also recorded. And shout out to Gianluca, one of the coolest founders in the space. I know him personally. We have a year-long friendship and partnership. He's the founder of Mida, Spark RPC, Medusa. Um, this is the shit that I like. Yeah, he built an RPC for Solana. We're building a Monero node. This is the stuff that really is important to keep up crypto culture, to keep up infrastructure and culture at the same time while making money. And this just goes into my favorite topic, noble ways of making money in the Wild West, that's called crypto, because there are so many scams that we just need to be the good people in crypto to some degree. I think that's what we have to do, because if you can listen, or if you listen to the stream, if you are in our ecosystem, you at least have the luxury of having internet, having decent people around you, even if you only have 50 bucks left to your name, you have a better chance than most people on Earth. And yeah, I think there are just enough scams going on. Okay, 4 people sent me their wallet so far. Um, then I will send out 8 AlphaBlocks to you. Cool. Also, maybe in the future, someone of you also wants to share a stream or so. I'm always a fan of that. It's never something wrong. No need to be shy. Okay. I think then I will close the giveaway here and just send to you 4 people the alpha blocks. And make sure, by the way, speaking about Gianluca, make sure to use Medusa Verify, because we are verifying our Discord and our roles through Medusa, which is also built from Gianluca. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will ping you in the public chat when you can update your Medusa role. And yeah, I'm going to fuck myself now and continue renovating the house. Thank you so much for tuning in and for your interest, and welcome the 4 new members.